Hello everyone, welcome back. In this episode here on Bitcoin trade, I'm going to go over some chart analysis and we'll see what's going on. Okay, this is just purely a chart analysis episode, and I have to tell you that there's a lot of things going on right now. This is Bitstamp, and I pulled back. This is a 12-hour, and I pulled it back so so you can see here. So the candlesticks look very small, but this should give you an overall perspective on what's going on with the price of Bitcoin. And so if you look here, this is how it looked, and it broke out, and it's gone way over this. So this is not a little fluke here. This is a very strong push up, and it's not as strong as like back here, but at the same time, considering where it's been, it's pretty good, and it's broken out of this range here, which I thought it might go in range here, which it did here for a little bit, but it didn't stay in range too long. It's broken out of this, and so this is Bitstamp here. And if you just look at the lines here, if you put a line here and here, it's not quite there. It's hovering just a little bit underneath it, but I think over time it's going to test that several times before it breaks through. Just the fact that it has not gone down, it's still in this upward trend. There could be a very good chance it's going to break through that $700 mark, US dollar mark here. And so that's some really good news. And there's the current price right now, and there's the time, and it's Friday here in the U.S. in Houston, Texas. So that's what I'm looking at. And so this is if you've been buying, let me see here, put that line right about there. So pretty much if you all been buying anytime, well, especially anything below this level right here, you've been buying from here to anywhere from here, back and forth. See, went down and went up and went down. So down, up, down. So how many chances have you had to buy? You had a 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you had 4 chances to buy at any of this price range here before prices started taking off. And again, this line represents that 420 line that I was telling you about, right around here somewhere. And sure enough, it stayed around 420. I had some people tell me that they bought at 490, 450, 460. Some even bought right down here, which is great because look at all this. Man, y'all made just a lot of money here. So this is on Bitstamp on a 12-hour, pulled back a little bit further. That's why the candlesticks look a little smaller. But I just want to show you all this because that's kind of a bigger picture of what's going on. Now this is Bitsy. Now Bitsy's always been a little different, and so here is that top line that I was showing you, and if you see here, it went down and bounced really strong right off that to push through. So it's definitely broken out of this downtrend. Seems like for now, it might bounce down and hit this one more time before it springs back up. If not, if it breaks through here, expect that this is going to be the support area. It might bounce around here for a little bit, but you know, from looking at how strong this momentum is, I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't seem like it's just gonna fall from here, but you never know. But it doesn't look like it. So this is Bitsy again on a 12-hour, and I pulled back just a lot. And so if you look at this, it hasn't quite reached these 2 points here, which I thought would be, but it's very close. You know, it's just stalling right here. It may just be gaining momentum because the momentum is there to carry it at least above this line, at least to 700 in my opinion on this. So but you can see this line clearly. You know, the price action here has clearly shown that there is a break even on this top resistance on BTC. So this is really good news for an upward momentum. Okay, and then also this is Bitfin, and it's pretty much the same what you're seeing here. The prices may be a little bit more. They range a lot more. I think Bitsy is, no, I'm sorry, not Bitsy, Bitfin, they tend to have a lot of buying stops and selling stops, and so when the price action moves, it tends to really spike up or down more than what you see on Bitsy or Bitstamp. And this is Coinbase, and that looks really, really strong. If you look at that, that is really, really strong. Let me see how close. It's very close again, but not that far. But if you just look at it if you just look at this, you know, you see that the ranges here are smaller, smaller, and smaller as they go downward in this downward trend, and then you got a nice break up. And so when you know, you may see the same scenario here, this going up, down, and then it's a small little down. Really, this is the breakout right here, this point. And so it may bounce up and then come down here a little and then bounce up further to even at this price level. So it just looks very strong in the upward momentum. It's hard to see a heavy reversal, but again, you never know. And then one more, I'm going to go ahead and do Kraken for all the Kraken people. And I haven't yet started trading on this quite yet. Kraken still does a lot of since I'm in the U.S. I still have to do my verification and everything, but you know, at least I want to get a chart analysis on a U.S. company that's based here in U.S. in America. And also it's a little bit more interesting because they do mostly euros. I believe they only do euros. So you get a little different price action movement. And I don't know if a lot of Europeans are trading on Kraken or a lot of Americans trade on Kraken, but obviously there's a little bit of difference in the price action, but it looks like it's pretty much the same. Instead of having these two ranging lines, you'll notice that Kraken has three ranging lines. So this is another different chart analysis for anyone who's you know, if you wanted to get an overall a better, I guess, in essence, prediction of where the price might move. So that's the price in euros. So just keep in mind that this is euros and not US dollars, so don't think this is a great buy right now if you're used to US dollars. Remember, these are euros, Bitcoin to euro, all right? So but yeah, this looks really strong too when you pull back on that 12-hour period. And what I've noticed, what you'll notice is when you look at a longer time frame, like on a 12-hour, 1 day, or 3 weeks, those momentums are very strong. You can see those strong momentums downward, and you can see the strong momentums. Well, this doesn't show, Kraken doesn't show the upward momentum, but I'll give you an example here. Let me go on to like a daily. There you go. So this is a daily right here, right? And this is what you're looking at. And the momentum on this, like, I remember this momentum. This is what got me hooked on Bitcoin right here. This push upward when I bought in around for 250. The push upward was phenomenal. So my point is, you know, when you see a nice momentum like this, the price momentum pushing it up, this really pushed it up. But if you look at it going down, you'll see the price momentum going down, pushing it down, and then eventually it's got to go the other way. Now, how long it can go depends on, I guess, supply and demand. But if you know how Bitcoin works, you'll realize it's harder and harder to get Bitcoins. Both computer mining, all right, and in actually getting Bitcoins, all right, actually just buying Bitcoins. It's going to get harder and harder. Um, does that surprise you a little bit? It might sound surprising because you think you got Coinbase and you got all these ATMs coming out, but when I say it's harder, it doesn't mean that it's not available. It means that more and more people are trying to get their hands on a Bitcoin. And so the availability of Bitcoin is getting scarce, even though there may be more outlets on getting Bitcoin. But because there's more outlets in getting Bitcoin, there's more people who can just go and get it. So, and also, my experiences with banks, my experiences with some of the transfer companies, it could get a little restrictive on that end. At the same time, it's more available, but also more people are demanding Bitcoins. And if you've been watching the news recently, you'll know that a lot of Wall Street investors are getting in on this, and you're seeing electronic traded funds, derivatives, straight purchases for Bitcoins, and I'm not talking about like $100, $200, $1,000. I'm talking about people who are literally, 10,000 and up are making purchases on Bitcoins. 10,000 and up for Bitcoins, for something that doesn't exist, for nothing. They're paying 10,000 and up for nothing. That's got to be crazy. But it's happening. It's real. If you don't believe me, go ahead and go ahead and start trading Bitcoin and work your way up to that point. And it's not a matter of, in my opinion, it's not a matter of how can I say this? Well, anyways, never mind. This is my, I guess this is the end of the episode here. I'm going to keep this short. It's really quick. It's really simple. If you're waiting for a value play, in my opinion, you may want to wait for the price to retract, and then, if you're a value player. If you're a momentum player, as it reaches new highs, you want to buy in there because the momentum is just going to push that price forward. So you can do it that way. If you're a value player, I guess contrarian is what they would call it, you probably want to wait on the dips, and you want to buy on the dips. So just a different way of thinking about things. You can short, you can make money up or down. If you short the Bitcoin, going long on the dollar, and then you buy back in, buying more Bitcoins per dollar. There's so many ways you can make a trade here. So anyway, I'm sorry. End of this episode. Feel free to comment, like, dislike, or even leave a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye now.